We are headed out. Got to get to a job site. And it's cold outside still down here. We are still in the 30s. And it is cold for Florida. So, oh, wait a second. You guys don't have camera up. Alright, give me 1 second here. Let's get that camera working. I don't know what I did there. Whoa. Let's see here. Is that better? There we go. Definitely a cold one tonight. So I got to thinking from last night when we were talking about the RV stuff and the van build and a portable office. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Way, well, it could save me money. I mean, yeah, I know I gotta spend more money, but it could save me money on the trip out there to like hotels or something. And so, you know, you got that possibility, and it could also speed up working on it. Oh, excuse me. Didn't mean to yawn like that. So I could get started on editing videos even faster. So that's another idea. So yeah, just trying to think it out. See what possibly could do in the future. Devka, what's going on? Where I'm headed? I'm headed to another site. Kristen, do you know who Yao Ming is? Sounds familiar, but no, I do not. Right now, off the top of my head, I would say no, I do not. The only thing I could think of was the one lady that escaped China and became famous, I guess, through talking about her struggles. She's been, you know, that's the only one I could think. I don't know. Or is that? Oh wait, isn't that the basketball player? I'm grasping at straws here. think that's the basketball player. I'm not sure. Burning the midnight coal. Yeah. Yeah. I did a stream last night, and we got to talking about what about the Tampa RV show when I went to it, and the possibility of a mobile work office type deal. And so I figured, we'd get on and start talking about that again. He has the most dominant career in the NBA. Oh, nice. Okay, so I was right. Basketball player. That's the guy that had controversy when one of the announcers was trying to be funny with the comments, and I don't think he meant it to be rude, but it came, obviously, what he said was kind of rude, but I don't think he meant it like that. But yeah, I remember that controversy. Shaq would have had a word. Yeah. So basically we were talking about, do we see about, in the next year or two, probably 2 years, because I got to save up for it. I'm not going to just go out and buy an RV and put myself in debt like that. So it was between trying to find an RV that I could do work from that's already made, and then we went into the looking at doing the like a van build. So if we did a van build, we could document that and make it custom to what I need. And unfortunately, I don't even know what I need. So I've been racking my brain all day today, well, yesterday, with, do I get a box truck? I thought about a bread truck, but I think with a bread truck, the seating and the way it's designed, my wife would not enjoy sitting in it. And we got to be able to have enough for the 3 or 4 passengers, sometimes 5. Yeah, I got a soul search. It is hard to do when you're working, but you do it, and we talk. Sometimes input from others is a good thing. Is that Mase? Aloha from Hawaii. And I'm giving you back the hang loose. Aloha. Thank you guys for stopping in and chatting with me. So that's kind of the idea, is which way do I go? Do we go like a Ford high roof? Do we go with a Sprinter high roof? I looked at the Rams, but I'm not feeling the Rams. I've driven one before, and I don't like the way it drives. Wonder what highways are like in Hawaii? Oh, dude. Where about in Hawaii are you? Because I went and stayed in Oahu for 2.5 weeks. Was it like 18 days? And I loved it. And the best part was I really didn't do any research. And then when I found out that Pearl Harbor was there, we went and did that. We went to several places. We got Leonard's Donuts. That was Waikiki Bay. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we went there too. We went and saw the I forgot the surfer's name, but we went and saw a statue. Took some pictures with that. We were there. We walked Waikiki Beach, the scene several times. And for malls in America dying, I'll tell you what, the Hawaiian malls are awesome. You guys support the Hawaiian malls, and it's great to see that all those businesses are still thriving. And you're talking, and I'm talking about like, what mall was that? That's over there that way in Waikiki. It was like 4 or 5 stories tall with a garage. Yeah, I would love to go back. I wish I had the opportunity to go a few years ago. We went for Thanksgiving in 2023, and we went to Jermaine's Luau. So I got recording of pretty much the whole show at Jermaine's. I did go on stage and compete. I lost, which is fine, not a big deal. We had fun. They were supposed to film me, but then while they had me on stage, they ended up having our table go over and get food. So my wife just enjoyed watching me make a fool versus recording me make a fool of myself. Jeremy, that's okay. I know there's cryptids out there. Some things we can't explain. I don't know. I don't know. So be safe out there. Hey Dylan, what's going on? Dylan, we're in Central Florida right now. So, yeah, so where we're in Hawaii. Such a great place. We went to the pillboxes. We went to Diamond Head. I hiked a lot of places out there. Like every other, if it wasn't every day, it was like every other day was a hike. We only had one day, and I think it was like the day before Thanksgiving that we did absolutely nothing but take turns playing on the Switch. And we had 2 Switches and 3 of us. So it was my daughter, my sister-in-law, and myself. And most of it was Breath of the Wild on the TV, and we just like bounced back and forth on who was playing handheld and who was playing TV. Sarah, thank you. I appreciate it. So, I'm hoping to go visit her again and visit my brother, because they're in the same side of the U.S. They're probably about 4.5 hours away from each other. So visit one, we visit the other, and when I go visit my brother, we go to Canada. So that'll be fun, and we'll see what happens from there. But yeah, usually when we go to Canada, we go to White Rock. We get some fish and chips there. We go to the Vancouver Zoo. We hit Vancouver itself. There's I forgot the name of the word. It's like Tipalea or something like a Tipayaya. I am so butchering it. But it's a suspension bridge across this canyon. And when you go to the other side, it's like you're up in the trees on these little platforms. And it's a really cool little park up there. So yeah, we have a good time, man. My daughter's never been, neither has my wife. So I need to get them to get their passports, and that way we can go into Canada, and it won't be just me and my brother. Gabby, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. So, yeah. Those are the ideals. Obviously, for something like that, I would fly the mobile office, be ready by then. And I still don't know what I'm gonna do, but I think I'm gonna look at building the mobile office. And again, I don't know what type. I just know there are certain things I won't do. Like, I want the cab to have full access to the back, whether it's a partition door or fully open. That could be up in the air. So if I did a like a box truck, I wouldn't mind that. And obviously it has to be tall enough to be able to stand. And I even thought about the ones where the cab or the box, you know, what's it called, the grandmother's attic or something like that, where it goes over the cab. That could be storage, or even maybe a bed set up for a tiny giant. And then the back, I was even thinking, how do I do that? Do I do twin beds in the back? Do I do a full, like a queen size bed? Anthony, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. So yeah, and again, I want to be able to have a computer set up. I want to be able to have everything set up so that way when I sit down, I can start editing. There would never be any mechanical hard drives. It would always only be solid state, because of the bouncing around. I wouldn't want to have a bump or a pothole screw up some video as it was recording, or kill the whole hard drive, So I think it'd be interesting. It would be kind of cool to do. Is that Lydell? Thanks for stopping in. What's going on, Paul? King size bed would be awesome. I mean, if Put it this way, if the van would be big enough for the king size, I would definitely put it in there. Right now, I am in Central Florida. Like I said, we were talking about this yesterday, and I started thinking more and more about it, and it'd be interesting. Definitely be interesting to see how this direction goes, and it should open me up to be able to travel more. That explains why there's no snow inside. No, but it's like 30 degrees, well, 30, almost 40 degrees. It's what, 38 right now? It was 34 earlier. But yeah, we did get snow down here over the weekend. I didn't see any because it was everywhere but where I was at. And so we had snow flurries predicted, and they did see snow in towns all around me, even in the same town I was in, but you know, down the road there was some, but we didn't see anything, so a little disappointed about that. It hadn't snowed down here in probably 40 years, so it was cool. It was cool that it did snow. But for Florida, when we're used to like 90 to 100 degree weather, yeah, anything below 60 or below 70 technically, it's cold for a lot of Floridians. Yeah, I tried driving. I've been in Chicago. I was born there, so I've driven up there in Chicago snow. I remember one time I stopped at a stop sign, and then I proceeded to stop at the next one instead. I slid through it and then some. So yeah, that was fun. We were lucky that day that nobody was coming across. Just sliding through. Made it to the next stop sign and stopped there. So slid for like a block. That was fun. So much fun. But yeah, even with the van, I'm not sure how much cold weather I would want to do, because one, I'm not, you know, I've been down in Florida for such a long time that, yeah, I could drive in the rain, no problem. Driving in the snow is, it's been done before, but it's foreign to me. So I'll be willing to admit that I'm probably not the best person to drive in the snow. It'd be best that I left it to those that drive in the snow. And I mean, I've seen you guys up there too. Y'all still sliding all over the place because you just, you know, can't control the weather like that. Black ice or the wind, you know. I've driven in hurricanes where the wind shifts me over in a different lane. That was fun. Yeah, so I feel for you guys that are getting all that snow and getting trapped in. I heard that up there in the Northeast, you guys might get trapped in this coming weekend too. So stay safe out there. but it'd be definitely nice to be able to get out and, you know, with the mobile office, if I got a boondock somewhere, I could boondock. If I got to park on the street. See, that's the other thing. I want to be able to be stealth. Yeah, no, that's not happening, dude. That's not happening. Thank you, Mod, for taking care of that. But yeah, like, dude, stay in your lane. I mean, you're hauling ass. What are you doing? Do a speed limit, jeez. So, anyway, trying to figure out a vehicle that I could drive in the streets, in the city, be able to park almost anywhere in the city. Obviously be able to sustain itself out in the middle of nowhere too. So yeah, just trying to figure out the logistics of all that. You know, Crystal, people just think they're being funny. No, I have not. It's just people think they're funny. I have not I've not purchased anything yet. I'm still in the thinking phase of trying to figure out which type of vehicle to get, which one I'm going to get into, the design. Once I figure out the vehicle, then I will design the inside. Yeah, they're trying to be funny, isn't funny looking. Yes, we are in the Bay Area currently. So, but yeah, it probably won't be for another year. I want to make sure I have enough money set up. Yes, I just drove into Tampa Bay. So anyway, I want to figure out the type of vehicle first. I want to make sure I have enough money to pay the majority of it off, so that way I don't have a huge bill. You know, I want to make sure that I've saved enough money that my bills will be minimal. Looks like we're on the Richmond Bridge. I don't know what bridges these are called over here. I don't know what the names are. You're near Busch Gardens? Yeah, I just kind of drove past it. It's probably a few miles down the road from it. I saw the sign for Raymond James Stadium. I think that's right. That's where the Bucks play. So, it's kind of cool, Jam. You never know who's around. It's a small world. I just told this story earlier to a friend. You know, we were up in Chicago. Dad's cousin was up in New York. It's the last time we had contact with them. And come to find out, we run into them 10 years later. And for the past 5 years, we've been living a couple miles down the road from each other in the same town and had no idea. So talk about a small world. Oh wow. Wow, I hope everybody's okay. It sucks that that happened. So 3 hours ago, wow. Yeah, I don't know why people have to be like that. I see your comment. I'm just gonna leave it as is. It's being held back. Just for YouTube's sake, I won't post it. But yeah, that's scary. And well, good night, good morning. You're gonna go donate some plasma today. Whoa, wow. Good for you, brother. Good for you. It's good to see someone doing something good. You know, so stay safe out there. The way I look at it is it's always a good morning because you never know who's just waking up. And it's better to have a good morning for a start of the day. So you have a good morning, and I appreciate you stopping in. And like I said, stay safe, and props to you for donating plasma. But yeah, see, stuff like that you got to worry about when you're driving around. I did go to a place over. What's going on, Amanda? Thanks for stopping in too. I did go to a place, and as I was talking to a customer, and this was again right around this time of night, and it was a bad area. Jam knows what I'm talking about. It's over there in Nebraska. There was a go-kart place right off of Nebraska, right? Yeah, Florida. I want to say it's Nebraska, or is it Florida? There's a go-kart place, outdoor. And we were across the street from there, and you know, had a couple pop shots over our heads, and that was the cue to time to go. When does my shift end? Paul, my shift ends when I get done. Luke, what's going on? Dude, Luke, yeah, I love going the back roads. Right now, I just got to get to the place I'm going to. And, so otherwise I would have taken some back roads. Stream Master, what's going on? Happy Wednesday, yes. Yeah, I like bringing you guys down some back roads. Curvy roads are fun too. You know, you kind of keep your attention going. And it's a lot better than some of these boring highways. Paul says, I know that feeling, yeah. No, that's the way my job is. Sometimes we get done early, sometimes we don't. Like, we'll do 16-hour days. And that's not a flex, that's just, it is what it is. We gotta work extra to get it done. Where some people would just complain about their 8 hours. I mean, I've had friends complain about 4 hours, and they you know, someone didn't come in, so they had to stick around for an extra 2 hours. So they were exhausted of working almost double, and all they did was work it 6 hours. Holy cow, you're flying, dude. And they were exhausted working 6 hours. Oh. And all you are is a stalker. You're just stocking groceries. How is it exhausting for 6 hours? Try something more labor intensive. Thanks, Luke. Well, Luke, I'm proud of you for doing your first meeting. I do have friends of Bill. I know who Bill is because of friends that are friends of Bill. So just make sure you stick it out and find someone to keep you honest. So good job. I can speed up a little bit now. Tri-State Trucker. I don't drive a tractor trailer for 13 years and a half. And I know I hear people bitching about 8 hours. It could be a lot worse. Yeah, it could be a lot worse. I'm in Florida. We're in Central Florida right now. Thanks for your comment. I appreciate it. Oh, sweet. You lived in Florida for 17 years. I've been down here since 85. So I've been here quite some time. Hey, no problem, Luke. You know, we're all here to support each other. No matter what, you know, no judgment. It's all about, you know, Rising tide raises all ships. That's all it is. Then you get some wise guys that show up. Oh, that's pretty cool. You were here from 86 to 2003, so you had a good time. Tri-State trucker, yeah, you ran up Pennsylvania 4 days a week. Wow. You know, and I gotta applaud you too, Tri-State, because you guys are keeping us alive. They don't realize what a lot of people that are unseen do in the backgrounds. Yeah, you know, bringing goods all over the U.S. is a big deal, and people don't realize how much effort you guys put in. So yeah, thank you to that. Kilo Lilo, thank you. Paul says, but you have some nice distractions. Hey Al, no, we're good. Daytona, DeLand, Eustis, Popka, CP. Wow, you're all over Florida, aren't you? This is places I've lived. Yeah, I've mostly stayed in Central Florida, bounced here and there. Nothing to write home about, I guess. Yeah, that's true. Tri-State, it sucks, you know, and you know, then you have that, and you have the degenerate drivers that are rude. Hey, what's going on, game complainers? It is a cold and lonely night. Just not northern Florida? Okay. Okay, I guess something happened there, but no, I have not. I've been lucky. My buddy was delivering pizza, and he was looked over and he saw a deer running alongside him, and he was like, holy cow, look at that. And next thing you know, that deer just beelined it right into his door. I know. It is a random comment, but I take no offense to that. It's the other wise guys that are trying to be, you know, doing their comments, but I haven't seen them in a little bit, so we're good. You'll actually be back in Florida for vacation. Nice. Anywhere in particular in Florida? You doing Disney or Universal? I'm still wanting to go over to Epic Universe. I have yet to go there, but I think when Game Complainers does decide to come down here, we're going to Epic Universe as a group. Got to go see Mario Land, and we got to go see the what is it, the classic movie section? I don't even know what that's called. Monsters or something like that. Going to Universal for 2 days. Nice. Paul, I do not smoke, so I do not know. Your mom's in Eustis. Oh, nice. We go to Tavares for, there's a place called Far Reach Ranch, and during Halloween, they change into Fear Reach Screen Park. That's it. Fear Reach Screen Park. So when they do that, we go there, and we've been there a couple years now. Love it. Same thing happened to you? Oh, wow. Halloween? I know where that is. Do you go to Kissimmee? Yes, we do. There is also Old Town that we go down that way and check out Old Town. In Old Town, there is a haunted house, Mortem Manor, and they're listed as a 365-day haunted house, but off-season, they're only open from Wednesday to... Is it Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday to Sunday, or is it Saturday? I think it's Wednesday to Saturday. And then during season, they're open every day of the week. Shout out to Halloween, that's your birthday. Wow, cool. I'm just waiting for this car to pass by. Took them long enough. Yeah, that haunted house scared the shit out of you. That's funny. It's a good haunt. I remember Ricky's Rocket opening day. Ricky's Rocket. Are you talking about Rip Ride Rocket? The one that they just took down? Oh, you were 9 years old when you went into that haunted house? Okay. I could see that. Yeah, my wife screams hard. I mean, and it's funny because she'll laugh afterwards, but she'll, if you watch, I've got videos of us going to these haunted houses and haunted trails and attractions. I'm usually following my wife, and then she also has migrated to having a Pocket 3, so she has a selfie style video while I'm behind her. So depending on the video, you'll see like a combination or one or the other or both. But yeah, she's funny to watch. It was one of the slingshot rides. Oh, okay. I have yet to do a slingshot ride. You barely made it up the stairs. Wow. I mean, at 9 years old, I could see it. Like, it doesn't bother me now, but I'm sure when I was younger, you know, everybody's like, you know, you don't remember. But I'm sure I was probably a little bit more timid about stuff like that when I was younger, even though I thought it was cool. So, you know, who's to say? How long have I been married? 13 years. Been with my wife like over 15 years. So it'll be coming up, will be, yeah, 13 years. dad used to work at Old Town, did magic shows. That's pretty cool, dude. That is so cool. 16 together for 18. Nice. Congrats. It does go by quick. It does. We go to Old Town. It's like I remembered. From what I remember, it's about the same. I mean, I didn't go out that often to know what it was like back in the day. Like, we went once in a blue moon, and we just kind of really didn't do much. We hit a couple of the rides, and from what I remember, it's like my memory of when I was younger and to what the last time I visited, it's the same but different, if that makes any sense. Like, I didn't recognize like a lot of the location. I don't know if it's because we went in from a different direction or something. I don't know. So that's what's like it was throwing me off because I don't know. From the early 90s. Yeah. When I went was the late 90s. Late 90s, early 2000s. And then we just went with my wife for the first time as a family. What was it, like 2 years ago? And like I said, from then to, so here it is like 20 years later. It looks the same, but a lot of the stuff is different from what I remember. So I don't know if I'm misremembering things. I don't know. Yeah, so Old Town will, after all those years, will definitely be somewhat different. I can almost guarantee that. But I believe that, the layout's still the same, so it should be the same thing for you, same but different. I have no idea what city I'm in the moment. I'm just driving along. It's kind of like, this is the kind of road I wanted to drive in, but even this road is not as dark. There's like houses all over the place on this road. I was hoping to be in some secluded areas. Like, will we see a skinwalker or or something weird out there, you know, something to be like, what was that? You know, watch over the video over and over again, try to decipher what the heck it was that none of us saw at the time. I used to live in Key West for like 5 years, like literally on the island, and I had a blast. It was funny too, because I'd walk around every night. For those 5 years, you'd think that I'd get tired of walking up and down the strip, but we walked up and down the strip for 5 years. We'd eat around there. The job literally required me to stay there for that length of time, and so we'd walk up and down the strip. We'd go to the restaurants here and there. We'd have, if you've ever been to the Key West, there's bar girls that are standing outside the street trying to get you the tickets for free drinks and stuff like that to get you in the bar. And it was funny because we're walking around, and all I hear, I'm being polite. I'm like, no, thank you. And all of a sudden, I hear from behind me, he's local. Don't you recognize him? The beard and the long hair? He's local. So one of the ladies off on the other side of the road obviously recognized me, and they're here trying to hand me drinks and stuff, and I'm like, or not drinks, but tickets for drinks. And here I am trying to, politely apologize that I'm not taking the drink vouchers or any of that stuff. And it was just funny to hear that, and I'm like, did she say I'm loco or local? I'm like, both works for me. Yes, I keep hearing about that in Ocala. It's like 4 hours away from me. So, I don't know if, and that's funny though. Sizzle, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. What's a belief I hold that might be completely wrong? Okay, well, here's a good one. Everybody's into this one, for the most part, right? It's only a select few that listed for. The belief is, maybe I'll make it on YouTube. Maybe. But yeah, without your guys' help, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm doing it, as we are, but that's it. That's about it. Nothing much more special than that. Milfy, what's going on? I love cougars. Ocala National Forest, back in the day, I remember reading about article about pulling out 66. Wow. Mine is aliens, but who knows? Yeah, aliens. And I am religious too, but I kind of wonder at times, and it's not to be blasphemous or anything like that, but I kind of wonder at times, are we descendants of aliens? But that's fine. Have you ever been on the road? Well, a lot of times that's been more in the city than in the woods. But I have been in the woods where I'm like, I can't keep going because this doesn't seem to end. And again, I was going to somebody's house out in the woods, and they said, just when you think you can't keep going, keep going. And he's like, and again, when you think you can't keep going some more. And without a doubt, he was right. We actually said, we myself and my partner at the time, when we were going to his house, we looked at each other and we're like, well, he did say keep going, and then we're like, man, how much further is this? This can't be going. Okay, he did say keep going even further. He was so far out. His house was right next to one of the national forests. He was that far out, and it was like you went into a subdivision, and the subdivision turned into a dirt road, and the dirt road was like a raised path, and you just keep on going. He had no cable. I don't know how they got electricity out to him, but he somehow got electricity out and had power out there, so that was amazing. And he would hunt. Sizzle, yes, I am being extra careful. I have the app working where it reads your comment to me. So we're all good. I don't have to look at the chat. You know, Tri-State, I don't remember Key West smelling bad. I know it had a smell, but a lot of places have a smell. Have you ever been to New Orleans? That has a smell. It all depends on when you go, where you go. There's certain areas that I've been to that are brand new housing areas in Miami, right across the street from a dump. And then you find out, oh, the land that they built on was the dump. So this new subdivision was the dump. So yeah, some people like to complain about stuff and a little bit more sensitive, but I don't recall ever smelling like a bad smell out there. I've been in different areas of Key West, like literally the whole island. I pretty much drove almost every single road on there. Walked almost all of it too. Have I ever lived or been to that courthouse? Which courthouse? In Orlando? No. Milfy asks, are we doing the haunted house for Valentine's Day? Yes. Like I said, Milfy, stay tuned for that. You're gonna be excited to see what we're gonna have. We're gonna have some really cool stuff from that event. I don't even know what we're gonna get just yet, but I know that there's a lot of stuff that's gonna pop up, and I'm gonna record as much of it as I can. No, I have not seen it. I mean, I'm sure I've seen it. I just don't know what I was looking at. Could possibly do a live shot. I might be able to do a live. I might be able to do a live while I'm there. It all depends on what's going on and where we're at. Vin, I am headed to a job site. Your dad helped design the skyscraper? That's pretty cool. I know there's a building in Miami that has been nicknamed the Black Pearl because of certain incidents. Hey Ben, greetings from New Jersey. Loved it when we were live from that one haunt we were together. Are you talking about the Busch Gardens, or was it Busch Gardens or SeaWorld? Yeah, that was fun to do. It just sucked when we got to certain areas where I couldn't get signal. It would have been nice to stay on the live stream versus losing it every single time. Because, you know, signal loss. Ybor City, the wild city in Florida. You know, I used to go to Ybor, and Ybor was like packed, and we used to walk the streets. Now they've cleaned up the bar area, the bar vibe. So we haven't gone as much anymore. There used to be a lot of brandishing of pew-pews. And so we kind of stopped going, and right around that time they started cleaning it up and bringing more wholesome businesses is what they were trying to do. There's still obviously some issues out there, but now the cars drive up and down the roads, whereas before you could walk those roads. They had all those roads blocked so you could walk them and not have to worry about cars. And it's not the same. It's like New Orleans, you know, same thing. You can walk up and down those streets. And I'll tell you what, between smelly towns, New Orleans was a smelly town. My wife complained about that one a lot. And then seeing the rats were bigger than dogs. So I was like, I pointed out to one, I said, oh, you see that cat over there? My wife's like, holy cow, that's a fat cat. And I said, that's not a cat. She's like, what? I was like, that's not a cat, that's a rat. She freaked out. And we were there on like a Wednesday night or something. So it was, by the time we made it there, because we were driving through, and I was like, hey, you know, we're in the area, let's go swing by. I've been here before. We've done the vampire tour. My brother and I were there with another friend, and they wanted to do the ghost tour, and I wanted to do the vampire tour. I won. And I said, look at the nerds over there doing the ghost tour, and look at all the hot girls over here that are lusting over vampires. Where do you want to go hang out with? The nerds or the girls? So we went with the hot girls. And yes, we had a good time. But anyway, brought my wife down there, and she's like, yeah, we're never coming here again. And again, it was an empty night. We had the ladies outside the houses there, outside the clubs, catcalling us, telling my buddy that was with us that he can't handle that kitty. He's not man enough. So yeah, it was, yeah. It was good times. Sounds like New York subway. Yeah, that too. that too. There was a club at every corner. I remember going to downtown Disney, which is now Disney Springs. And for those that don't know, downtown Disney was Disney's version of clubs, kind of like New Orleans and Ybor, and you know, you'd walk up and down the streets and you go to one club and it was this, you go to another club. It's kind of like City Walk and Universal, but it was all closed down only for adults to walk in. So you had to be of drinking age to get in there. Paul says time for him to sleep. Well, you have a good night, Paul. Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, we had a good time. Anyway, Paul brings up a good point. It's time to close this down. So, Treasure Island. It was called Pleasure Island. So anyway, thank you guys. You all have a good one. And I appreciate your time. And we'll see you on the next one.